Hey, you got the Captain Fuzzy here, and I've been gotten a couple of questions related to my how to gimbal rig a camera in Source FIlmmaker video, and the questions have been, can this be applied to a light? And the answer is yes, it can, and it's done basically the same way that it's done with a camera. But I'm going to do a video here showing you how to gimbal rig a light, and that way everybody will get the idea, but it works the same way. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and import a model, get my spacesuit, and whoops, I need to be in the motion editor. Now, there we go. We'll default him. And my famous little shortcut. Highlight that. -90. Turn him around this way. And we're going to need a new light. I'm going to use that as my gimbal light. So what I'm going to do is turn these other lights off, so that you can see what this is doing. Now, in case you didn't know, here's a neat little tip. There is an easy way to position your light. Click and drag your light onto your viewport like that, and you become the light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in here. And we'll get right over top of him. And we'll just back off a little ways. That looks pretty good. I turned my work camera into... Whoops. Getting a little rowdy with the controls here. Alrighty. That's not too bad. He's lit pretty good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. So now I have my light, my gimbal light that I'm going to use. I have my target, and I need one more thing. I need another model. I need the axis helper. AXIS. And let it pull it up. Actually, I could just do this. That should bring it up. I'm not going to swear to it, but it should. Yep, there it is. Now, again, like I mentioned in the other video, there's two of these. You got a thick one, and you got a standard or skinny one. You can use either one of them. Both of them will work just as well, but I just happen to have a personal preference for the skinny one, so that's the one I'm going to pick. And it spawns in front of the camera. And now what we need to do is move this puppy into the model. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get over here. What you want to do is try and center it up inside the model. And we'll move over this way just a little bit. I kind of want him dead center, if at all possible. So I'll put him right about there, and we'll put him in the lower chest area here. And we got a little bit of him sticking out in the back, so we'll just pull that forward until it disappears. And we should be good to go. We got one poking out there. Well, tell you what, we'll just raise it up a little bit. Pull it in, just slightly. And, well, looks like I got it. Okay. Now, I got it in there. Lock that in place. Now, I need to lock the axis helper to my model. So what I'm going to need to do is grab the root transform of the spacesuit and drag it to the root transform of the axis helper, and that will lock it to him. So now if I move the spacesuit, the axis helper will move with it, and that's what I want. So there we go. Okay, next step, we now need to do the same thing with the axis helper that we did for the camera, and that's bring out its poly surface, and then in the light we need to expand it till we find its transform. You're going to select the poly surface first, then press and hold Control and select the transform of the light. It has to be done in this order or it will not function correctly. Now once that's done, it doesn't matter where you click now, but just click on one of these and bring up the DAG Utilities menu and Constraint Aim. And now we have an aim constraint bone attached with our light here. So now if I move the spacesuit, it will move the axis helper, which will then cause the light to follow the axis helper. So watch this. And as you can see, the light follows him. So now we've got that locked in. Now let's show it in action here. Let's import a sequence on him. Yep, import sequence. And I'm going to type in walk all. Whoops, that's not the one I want. Walk all. There we go. Drag this like so. And I'm going to click on Pose Params Drive Root. That way I don't have to actually animate his motion. It'll kind of do it for me. And we'll click on that, and there we go. He's right in the position I want and everything. And he has a walking animation. So, good. We're good to go. So, let's go ahead and confirm that. And now what we're going to do is let him do a little bit of walking and show you how the light works. So, for that, I am going to go into the graph editor. And I am going to grab him, and I'm going to, whoa! No, you forgot one thing. When you got locks on, you have to use the root transform. If you move all of these bones in the graph editor, that's what you see. Now, let's drag this guy back here. And as you can see, the light is following him. Okay, we're going to put him right about there. Now, I'm going to run this up to about, 12 seconds. And I'm going to hit M. And there we go. So now, if we play this back, he will spend 12 seconds walking all the way back over here. And the light will follow him. Now, of course, once he goes by there, he just keeps going. Well, we don't want that. Well, we can fix that. Let's go into the motion editor. Let's select the spacesuit. And I'm going to drag time over here to the 12-second mark. There we go. Now, I'm going to right click in here and hit delete samples. There we go. Now he's kind of like a blank slate. So now I can import another sequence. And this one I will import idle. Click on it first. It works better that way. Okay. For some reason this idle is screwed up, so I don't use that one. I like to scroll down here and go to idle all. And I'm going to go ahead and hit open. And I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. So now if I play this back, he should walk up to that point and stop. And again, as you can see, the gimbal light is following along with him. So see, now he comes to a complete stop. Okay, and that's what we want. So we can go ahead and hit Control A and reselect all the time. And there we go. If we go ahead and put on the regular camera and hit the play button, he should now walk past the camera with the light on there. And there you go. That is gimbal rigging a light the same way you would with a camera. But I'm going to show you a little bonus trick. Here's how you can use the same axis helper with both the light and the camera. Really easy to do. Let's expand the camera so that it exposes the transform. Let's expand the axis helper again, and I'm going to select the poly surface. Then I'm going to press Control and select the transform of the camera. Right click, and I'm going to go to the DAG Utilities menu and put it Constraint Aim on there. But I don't want to do it just yet. You want to do one thing first. You want to move your camera where it's facing, pointing at the subject. So before I do that, I'll go ahead and line the camera up, center him up on the camera here. Like so. That's pretty good right there. I'll go ahead and I'm going to confirm that. Now, I'm going to select that, Control click, right click, DAG Utilities menu, Constraint Aim, and now I have an aim constraint transform bone on the camera as well as on the light. So now I got one on both of them. So now, if I did this correctly, not only will the light follow him, but the camera will follow him too. So let's find out. And looky there. Your camera and your light are now following your model. And we're using the exact same axis helper. And that right there, kiddos, is how you do it. You got the Captain Fuzzy here. And if you need to get a hold of me, you got any questions, comments about this video, by all means, give me a holler. You can catch me on my YouTube channel, which is, the link for it is also on my Steam channel, my Steam profile. I can also be contacted on Steam. I can also be contacted on the Source FIlmmaker message boards, because I hang out there a lot too. Well, anyway, there it is in a nutshell. And feel free to let me know if you got any questions or comments, and I will try to get back to you just as soon as I can. You got the Captain, and I am out of here.